But in the recent past, Bangladesh has witnessed a systemic growth in religious fanaticism as well, and the jihadi extremism, with an upswing in anti-India sentiments. And this trend has been supported by non-state actors and agencies of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. After the liberation from Pakistan, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the liberation hero, created a secular republic in Bangladesh. After his assassination in a military coup, the military dictator, General Zia-ur-Rahman, encouraged the process of Islamization. General Zia founded the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the BNP, and served as the president of Bangladesh from 1977 till May 1981. That's a decade after the 1971 war, when he himself was assassinated. His widow, Khaleda Zia, inherited the mantle and the chairmanship of the BNP from him. And the Bangladesh Nationalist Party has long battled against the existing Awami League regime led by Sheikh Hasina, the daughter of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The BNP has called for the establishment of Sharia law in conjunction with collaboration of the Islamist parties. Mr. Pathikrit, Khaleda Zia is waiting in the flanks with the right kind of Islamist support as well. What do you think her ambitions are going to look like? I'm sure she's hoping for a destabilized Sheikh Hasina government as well.
Well, it is up to the people of Bangladesh to decide who they want to elect. Yes, today there's a certain kind of anti-incumbency which is there against the Sheikh Hasina government. But for India, as an analyst, I would say whichever party comes to power, you should deal with them. You should have a proper relation with them. We cannot presume, personally, I want to say this, we cannot presume that Awami League will be in power forever. So it may not potentially happen. So you need to have channels of communication with the alternate, element or the proposition as well. But I also want to add one thing. When we say that, there are a lot of radicalism or extremism happening in Bangladesh, it is not only Pakistan which is quelling it. Of course, Pakistan does have a hand. But when the government uses elements like Rapid Action Battalion to quell down those radical Islamist organizations, it is the Western European countries and the United States which then put sanctions on such organizations like Rapid Action Battalion, which can be termed as an equivalent of CRPF, put sanctions on them for dealing strictly with radical extremist elements. So what exactly the West wants out of Bangladesh is also a question mark, because they don't want stability everywhere. It's a given. That is a reality. So from my understanding, yes, the country is deeply polarized. One section is extremely, pro Islamist, and the other side is very, very reasonably more secular. Though I can tell you, Hindus remain very unsafe even now. It's not that they are much more secure now because of the present dispensation in Bangladesh. My thing is this, that as a country, we have to have alternate channels of communication with every political party. We cannot, I think the government supports the Sheikh Hasina government, which is absolutely fine, but you should also have parallel lines of communication with other political parties as well, because beyond a point, it is ultimately the people of Bangladesh who would decide who they want to elect. What will you do if tomorrow you are completely branded as a country which only supports one political party? We will not support that if somebody does it on our country. So from the Bangladeshi mindset,
but the fact, Mr. Pathikrit, the fact that there is a growing bonhomie between Khaleda Zia, the BNP, and China, is that a particular concern for India? Does it make our heads tilt on the diplomatic front?
See, when you are in opposition, you would have bonhomie with China. When you come to power, you realize the kind of debt trap you will get into, and the kind of economic relation that you have to keep with India. Not because India needs it, but because Bangladesh needs much more than us. So I think if the alternate Khaleda Zia government ever comes in power, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't think she will be too anti-India as she projects when she is not in power. As an analyst, I'm saying it. I'm not speaking on anybody's behalf. But I still believe there is a perception in India that Sheikh Hasina government is better for India, which may be actually the fact. It is true. But you also must keep in mind that the issues with China has been such, even for a country like Sri Lanka, which had overwhelming dependence on China because of Belt and Road Initiative, because of China giving them loans at a reasonable rate. Suddenly, then they realize they're in a very, very challenging debt trap. And when push comes to a shove, you are on the verge of brink of bankruptcy. China doesn't come to save you. So I think that is one also aspect which most of the political parties keep in mind. If they come to power, then I think the government of India will have to deal accordingly. And I must say, the kind of relation, the kind of economic relation there is there, it is difficult for Bangladesh to replace India with China.